Imagine this. You give your kids their monthly allowance, and within minutes, the money is completely gone. Because it was spent on candies, video games, or toys that your kids will forget about tomorrow. And you think, what shall I do so that my kids will know the right habits in spending and saving? Now imagine a different scenario. Your kids carefully save their money, track their spending, and even set goals to buy something meaningful all on their own. Which future would you choose for your kids? Welcome back. This is my third video in my series on teaching kids about finance. So far, we have covered the first video where we discussed 3 key financial lesson concepts and why they matter. And the second video where we explained how to simplify concepts like saving, budgeting, and investing for your kids. Well, originally I planned to cover 5 essential money skills for kids and 3 common mistakes parents make when teaching finance all in one video. However, as I worked on it, I realized there's so much valuable information to share that combining them would make the video too lengthy. So I've decided to split them into 2 separate videos for better focus and clarity. In today's video, we will explore 5 essential money skills that can set your kids up for success. I've also separated the skills into 2 age groups: younger kids who are under 8 years old and older kids who are aged between 8 and 16 years old to meet more diverse needs. All right, let's dive into the 5 essential money skills right now. Skill number 1, tracking spending. Why is it so important? Because most kids often don't realize where their money goes. Tracking spending helps your kids understand the habits and encourages mindful decision making. Now, what I can tell you is for the younger kids, you can provide a printed trackers with fun icons. You can even ask your kids to draw the icons for their own tracker for each expense categories like snacks, toys, outings, or even donations. Let them fill it out every time they spend. So for older kids, you can introduce them to budgeting apps or spreadsheets. There are plenty. You just simply have to search on Google. Set up categories like entertainment, saving for cash flow, investment, university, gift for sharing, like that, to encourage them to review their spending weekly. Now, what you can do better is you can actually have a family money review night where everyone shares their spending and saving habits to normalize financial conversation. Like myself, I started off by having my 2 kids sit down and I showed them my spreadsheet so that they have started developing such concept. Remember, as parents, we have to set a role model so that our kids can learn from us. It's just like when you want your kids to speak another language, let's say Japanese or English, you should do it first at home. Skills number 2, setting achievable financial goals. Why is it so important? Because that gives your kids something to work towards too and makes saving feel rewarding, like an achievement. So for younger kids, you can prepare a saving jar, all right, with a picture of your kid's goal. You can ask your kids to draw the picture, all right, and attach it, on the jar. Let's say they want to save for a toy, a game, something meaningful, etc. And put the picture on the front. As your kids save, they can also mark milestones on the jar to show their progress. And this will help them turn saving into a habit in the long run. For older kids, what you can do better is you can break down bigger goals, right? Like saving for laptops, a trip, something very meaningful. Help them create a timeline to reach their goals. Remember, as mentioned in the second video, do not set the saving amount too high in the too long time because this will discourage your older kids' motivation in doing that. So you can even, make a visual board where your kids can place the images of what they're saving for along with timelines, all right? Then you can discuss with your kids about the steps to achieve those saving goals. This is an interactive activity that not only encourages saving, problem solving, but also a great parent-kids activity. You can try that. Skill number 3, earning money. Well, I know it might sound quite silly to have your kids earn money now, but actually it's possible. Earning money teaches your kids responsibility and the value of hard work. Also, the earlier they start making money in hard work, the sooner they realize the importance of investing early. So you can encourage your younger kids to offer small services like helping the neighbors water plants or walking pets. Encourage your younger kids to resell used toys and books on marketplaces. Like my daughter and my son, they used to run a sushi shop at home a few years ago, where they were involved in a lot of process, like ingredient purchasing, sushi making, or marketing poster designing, and of course selling. So it was a very fun activity with lots of practical experiences to make my kids realize what it was like to earn money. Also, they understood like how hard it was for me and my partner to make money. My kids, uncles and aunts were always the VIP customers. So in this kind of experiences, the kids will also, get a lot of practice with their math skills during the transactions, all right? So for all the kids, what you can do is you can help them brainstorm bigger projects like tutoring, selling crafts online, social media. You can do a lot better than before, right? Building a small business like selling artwork, music creations, animation productions like that. Like myself, I tutored my neighbors' kids, to teach them how to do homework when I was around 14 years old. And I still remember how happy I was when I got my first tuition fee payment from the parents. Now, these are very practical ways for your kids to start earning money now, in which they also learned more about profit and expenses. Skill number 4, making smart spending decisions. And I think this skill is particularly important. Why? Because teaching our kids to recognize the difference between needs and wants so that they can make better spending choices. Encourage your kids to pause and think before spending helps them avoid impulsive decisions. Now, imagine this. You and your kids are in a store. Let's say a toy store for younger kids or an Apple store for older kids, okay? And your kid is telling you that he wants a new thing there. All right, for younger kids, you can ask questions like, do you really need this? Or do you just want it right now? To help your kids understand, between needs and wants. Or what else could you say for if you don't buy this now? To help your kids understand, more about bigger or more meaningful goals, all right? Now, I have got more questions, all right? You just need to click on the link in the description. It's free. One thing I need you to pay attention to is like if your kid is throwing a tantrum, like in the toy store, there's no point in trying to reason with them. Remember that. You can simply tell your kids that you won't talk further until your kid calms down. Now, this is a patient game, all right? You have to wait it out and calmly repeat yourself, I won't talk, when my kid is throwing a tantrum, like that. Now, why does it work? Because even if you come up with 100 fabulous questions, your kids simply won't listen during a tantrum. Am I right? It's because when kids are having a meltdown, their brain works differently. A part of the brain called the amygdala, which controls emotions like anger or frustration, basically takes over your kids, that moment. This puts the brain into fight a freeze mode so that they can only focus on the strong feelings, not what you're saying. So basically, what they see is like that, like a crazy mom or crazy dad. That's it. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that helps with logical thinking and self-control, shuts down. This is why kids can't think clearly or respond to reasoning when they are upset. So remember, as parents, at that time, all we need to do is stay calm. Take a deep breath, hold your ground, okay? And wait for the storm to pass. Patience is the key. Also, you must use a soft but firm tone when you talk to your younger kids when they're throwing a tantrum, all right? Once they're calm, their brains will start working again, and that's the time you can talk. For older kids, you can challenge them to look at the price of the product in the store. Ask them to research prices online before making any decisions. Like they want new headphones, you can ask them to compare brands and read reviews on trusted websites. So like my daughter, she's very careful with prices, who always reminds me to double check prices of the things I need to buy online, to find out which is the cheapest with the same quality. She's basically my secretary. Skill number 5, avoiding debts. This is also very important because understanding debt early prevents costly mistakes later. For younger kids, you can play a game with them. Let's say your kids borrow $5 from you today for a toy, but they will have to return $6 tomorrow. Then you explain that $1 is the interest they have to pay extra because of borrowing, okay? This way is very practical to show your younger kids how borrowing costs more in the long run, okay? For older kids, you can discuss real-life examples, let's say credit cards or loans on consumption and entertainment. So you can use an online interest calculator to show your older kids how debt accumulates over time. Now, one thing I would like to mention is that there are good debts and bad debts, but we have to firstly make our kids understand the concepts of debts, okay? Then whether your kids are ready, then that's the time you can talk more on what good debts and bad debts are. The good debts are like, borrowing money from the bank to start a business with potential, to grow, that sort of things. All right, that's all for today's video, and I hope you found these 5 essential money skills helpful, that you can feel more confident teaching your kids about finance, all right? Remember, building these habits early can set your children up for long-term financial success, whether it's tracking spending, setting goals, or understanding debts. These skills will make a lasting difference in their lives. In the next video, we'll dive into the 3 common mistakes parents often make when teaching finance to their kids. I will show you how to avoid these pitfalls and make your lessons even more effective. You don't want to miss it. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. Let me know in the comments which money skills you are most excited to teach your kids. I would love to hear from you. See you in the next video. Bye!